Good morning, Emily Letran, speaker and high performance coach. I hope you are having a terrific Veterans Day. I know we were observing Veterans Day yesterday, but I was getting off of my cruise ship and forgot to wish everybody a happy Veterans Day yesterday. So this morning, it is November 11th. I know a lot of organizations are celebrating Veterans Day. There's one happening very soon in my home, in my city here at the park, where that's an annual thing that we celebrate Veterans Day. So I hope everybody will have a wonderful day with the family. Whether you know a veteran or you're going to be celebrating with a veteran, make sure you give them a high five, make sure you thank them for their great service for our country, for our freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, just freedom to be us. And I had a very true, raw reminder when I visited Cuba recently on the cruise ship, a country that has been isolated from the world, especially the American, for many, many years, a country where we don't have internet, true internet that is, and you're walking in the street and you're cut off from the world in a sense. A country where you can't do export and import properly like in America. So entrepreneurs who have products who want to sell don't quite have the means to sell it. Not like in America, you have something to sell, put it on eBay, put it on Amazon, somebody's going to buy it because you have that access to the world. So there's some of the things that we take for granted here that other people in other countries may not have it, and part of the freedom that we have to do with our veterans and their service. So make sure you thank a veteran today. If you see one, if you know one, give them a call, send them a text, make sure you thank them. I want to share a story with you. Yesterday we were leaving the cruise, and I had booked my flight later in the evening because I didn't know what time I was getting off of the cruise ship, because sometimes there are so many people on the cruise ship you can't get off early enough in the morning. So we meaning my friend and Dr. Gisela, we booked our flight out of Tampa at 6 p.m. And we got off the boat at 10 a.m. thinking that we can go to the airport, check in our luggage, and then we find somewhere to go, somewhere to roam around, checking out Tampa. We got to the airport at around 10 something, and we find out that we couldn't check in our luggage. They would give us our boarding pass, but they said, we won't take your luggage until 4 hours before. So that would be from 10 to 2, so that's 4 hours to kill. So we were sitting there checking our email, catching up on a couple of things, and I was there talking to Chris Salem about business and everything. And come 12:30, we decided to all go have lunch. We went to lunch. We tried to kill time with another hour and a half. At 2 o'clock, we went and checked in our luggage. And then by that time, it's already 2 something, so you can't really go out and explore Tampa. So we decided we're just going to hang around the airport. 6 o'clock, we boarded the plane. We got into Phoenix, which is my connection flight, and my friend was going to go to Ontario, which is a smaller airport, and I was going to go to LAX, and there's more flights. And I had already booked the shuttle that would take me from LAX home. This shuttle I booked the shuttle at 11 p.m. I got off the plane in Ontario, and I got 3 texts. Your flight, we were supposed to leave at 10:10. Your flight is going to leave at 11:10. And the next text say, your flight is going to leave at 12:10. And then the next text say, your flight is scheduled to possibly leave at 1:10 a.m. And I'm thinking, what? Here I am. I was so looking forward to go home with my kids, because I've been away for a whole week from November 4th to November 10th, and I want to go home, be with the kids. Earlier when we were in Tampa, I had already texted them, hey, boba tonight, late boba tonight, but mom's going to be home around 11. So I'm looking at this text, and I just feel, you know what, I don't want to be leaving Phoenix at 1. So I went to the desk and I said, can I just switch to Ontario, which is a different airport, and it takes a little bit less time to go home. It just usually doesn't have quite as many flights. So the lady said, okay, yeah, you can leave from Ontario. So you leave at 10 and you get back at around 10:30, because it's of the 1 hour difference, the time change. and but you won't have your luggage. And you know, it's funny because my friend and I, we're on the same flight, and she's going to Ontario, and they're going to move her luggage for her, but they won't move my luggage. And I understand because it's been tagged to go to LAX. I mean, I get that. I'm looking at her, and there's an hour connection here, and she said, yeah, because you voluntarily separate from your luggage. So I said, okay. And so I'm going to go home without my luggage. So then I called the shuttle company and said, hey, I'm switching my flight because the other one's not going to come in until maybe 2 a.m. Because if we're leaving Phoenix at 1 a.m., we're going to be to LAX at 2 a.m. and I'll probably be home by 3 or 4 a.m. And I said, you know what, I switched my flight, so can you arrange the shuttle? And I said, well, there is no shuttle after 10 p.m. And I said, okay. I'm thinking in the back of my head, okay, let me just get to Phoenix. I mean, let me get to Ontario, and then I figure out how I'm going to get home. Because some of the concern is sometimes when you go to a smaller airport, in the evening, there's nothing going on because there's no flight coming in, right? So I get off the plane, and I call a Lyft, and it was like something's not connecting, so I call Uber. So I finally have an Uber driver take me home. It was $59 or $54, something like that, and I gave him a great tip. And so I got home at 11 something, which is basically the original time I was supposed to be home. Without luggage, without gift, without personal things. It's a good thing, it's a great thing, always keep your contact stuff with you because then you can take your contacts off and you can have your classes in the evening. So why am I sharing you this long traveling story? Well, you know what? First of all, that is life. This is not the first time I either miss a connection flight or I'm stuck in the airport until late at night. It's actually one of the stories that I tend to share when I talk about clarity in my event Action to Wins, showing how clear I am about what I want and the steps I usually take, and it's easy for me to make certain decisions. But this one is kind of new about the connection, and then let's change the airport, and then after we change the airport, we have no way of getting home. The original way anyway, and then we have to switch. So actually, by the way, right now I'm going to be driving to LAX to get my luggage, and then I'm going to take the boys to see Jennifer. We're going to go out for dim sum. So that's the plan for this morning. Life is always full of surprises. Life will almost never work the way you want. Life will throw you lemonade. No, actually, life will throw you lemon. And I'm sure what you've heard before is, hey, when life throws you lemon, make lemonade, right? Well, that's something learned. Something new I just learned from Sharon Frame on the cruise is, yes, when life throws you lemon, make lemonade. And you can also take the seeds from those lemons and plant your own lemon plantation. So take that seed of adversity, of surprises, of something unplanned, and do something great with it. Plant your own plantation. Take those seeds. You didn't have those seeds before, but because life throws those lemons at you, you take those seeds of the lemon and you plant the next great thing in your life. You turn things around. You know, what I did, I think is what a lot of mothers would do, which is, I got to get home with the kids. I'm going to do whatever I could to get home with the kids. I don't want to spend another 4 hours at the airport. I mean, I look at the time, and I'm basically at the airport for more than 12 hours. I got to the airport at 10 a.m. Tampa time, which is 7 a.m. California time, and I got back to California at 11 a.m. or at 10:30 p.m. So it's like from 10 to 10 is 12 hours that I've been at the airport. That I've been traveling. So, you know, I was very determined. I want to be home with the kids. I want to do whatever it takes to be home with the kids. I know 4 or 5 hours sometimes doesn't make a lot of difference, but if that's what you want, that's what you decide to do, you want to have those 4 or 5 hours back to spend with your family. So it's not new to me because I'm stubborn that way. But, you know, the other thing is when you are that determined, the universe will work in your favor. You know, I found an Uber driver. This is at 10 p.m. Ontario airport. Ontario airport, I think it's basically probably shut down around 9 or 10, or maybe 9, most likely before 10, because that's the same thing at Burbank Airport, which happened to me one time when I tried to change my plan. I missed a connection flight in Vegas, and then I took a car and drove back to Burbank thinking I could get my car out to drive home, and I drove to Burbank, and the Burbank Airport was closed because it's a smaller airport. And so I ended up taking the rental car home, sleep for about an hour, and then drive back to Burbank Airport with my kids, and then switch car, and then drove to San Diego to take them to go see a school. So the universe, when you are so determined with what you want to do, the universe will conspire to help you. But you have to be very clear, and you have to be very determined. And this is not the first time that happened to me. When I changed my mind about something that I have to do, that all of a sudden things actually happen and help me get to that goal. Well, this change of flight, you know, I got home, the boys are still awake, they were happy to see mom. It was too late for boba because one of them already took a shower, and the other one just got home from hanging out with his friends. So that plan was put aside. Guess what is happening today? We're gonna all go down to Irvine to have dim sum with Jennifer, and then we're gonna go have boba, which is still the same plan. But you know, I got home, I got a ride home late in the evening at 10:30 p.m. from an airport that is already practically shut down. There was no super shuttle was operating. I actually didn't see any taxi, and there were just very few people getting out of the airport and getting a ride. My friend did offer to drive me home, but I told her, you know what, it's 45 minutes to get to my house and then 45 minutes to get back to your house, because she lives close to that airport. So there was no point of doing that. And again, she's offering to help me. It's not something that I think she would normally do. You know, why would you drive somebody 90 minutes at 10:30 p.m.? You're going to drive somebody 45 minutes and then you go back 45 minutes back. But things happen. People lend you a hand when they know that that's what you want, when they know that that's what's important to you. Because my friend wanted to get home too, and she wanted to be home with her family, with her dogs. So always be very clear in your goal, in what you want. Let people know what's important to you. Let people know that that's how you operate, that's how you work. And then they actually will come together, they will gather around and support you. I was on the cruise for about five days, from the 4th to the 10th. That's about 6 days. And the whole cruise, the people who were on the cruise with me, they all figure out Emily's pushing. Why? Because I was taking pictures. And when I take pictures, people got to get in the picture. People got to smile like this. And, you know, just hurry up. Just get that, take the pictures, so we can move on and do something else. And so by the second or third day, they were all like, okay, get into the picture, because otherwise Emily's going to start yelling. I wasn't yelling, but I was pretty firm. Get in the picture, people, so I can take the picture. And why? The picture is not just for me. The picture is for everybody. I was taking picture while people were talking. I was taking picture while we were, you know, all in an activity, right? And the reason for that is I know that Sharon Frame, the organizer, she doesn't have time to take the picture. And as an event organizer, I know that those pictures are precious. I know that those videos are needed. So somebody got to do it. It's not my job. I'm one of the speakers. I'm one of the attendees. But I just took my time to do that. On the first day, people were kind of looking at me because I'm sitting there and I'm Facebook Live everybody for about 5-10 minutes, and then I would get up and I would take pictures. So a little bit disruptive. So then I got a little smarter. Then I went and I sat in the back of the room, so when I get up, nobody would, you know, it doesn't bother people as much. But they didn't know why I was doing that. Again, it's a little bit disruptive. And I didn't even tell Sharon that I'm doing this for her. It's just something that I felt that could be done, because I didn't see her doing that. She was there, she was listening to the speakers, she was sitting in the back of the room, you know, watching the whole thing, making sure that the whole thing is going well. But for me, it's something that I would do for a friend. It's something that I would do because I understand those are important for an event organizer because I organize events, I run events, my own events, and that's what's most important to me. To be able to contribute, to be able to help, to think for others, just like our veterans who sign up and give their lives for us, for our country, in time of peace or in the time of war. On the boat to Cuba, it was a very small boat. Well, very small in our standard, because when it parked next to the Norwegian in Cozumel, the boat that we were on, it was Empress of the Sea. It was about this big, and the Norwegian was about this big. So I joked to Sharon and I said, this is not lead her ship cruise, this is lead her cheap cruise, because we were on a cheaper boat. I was just joking around, but it was the smallest boat that would fit in that little channel to go into Cuba. Because when you come in, I don't think it's called channel, but the lands were on both sides like this, and you got to fit that boat in, and it was the smallest boat that would fit in there. So that's the reason for that boat. And there were a lot of seniors on the boat. I think we were among the babies on the boat, besides some little kids, and then it was us, and we were all in our 40s and 50s, and then a lot of other people are older, and because a lot of them come because of those memories of the 50s, memories of the 60s, what happened in the war, and that's why they wanted to go to Cuba and visit Cuba. It's not so much a tourist destination where you're going to go and you're going to enjoy certain things. It was, let's go and see how Cuba is after so many years of isolation, of separation, of no real connection with the United States. And it was a great tour because we get to see the people culturally, we get to see the scenery, we get to see how life is without the internet. And trust me, life goes on without the internet. It's just when it comes to the communication and to entrepreneurship and the connection that we have, and we take it for granted so much in this country, the people in Cuba, they don't have that. But you can check out my other Facebook Live where it wasn't a Facebook Live, it was just a video where I interview one of the young entrepreneur in the middle of this bustling shopping area. It was a big indoor shopping area where you have those kiosks, and so it's in a big area, and they open every day except Monday, one Monday a month, which was the Monday that we were there. So it's kind of interesting. But when I'm interviewing her, she's all smile. She's all smile, and she's excited, and she's happy, and she wants to share what's going on with her shop. And I asked her, what is the #1 secret to success for a Cuban entrepreneur? And she told me love. She told me to do business with love. And I'll be real honest with you, I didn't quite expect that answer. I was expecting something like diligence, commitment, one of those things. But she said love, and she's all smile. And so we basically robbed her shop. We were all coming in, our small group, and we were just buying off all the soaps in her shop. It's called, I forgot the name. But anyway, it means witches. That's the name of the shop. And she made hand soap. Hand soap, handmade soap, Cuban handmade soap. So I did post her contact information. I don't really think you can order anything from her, but one of these days maybe we can. So I just post her contact information, and I got a bunch of the soaps, and it's great. I don't have the soaps on me because it's stuck in the luggage, so I'll take pictures of them and show you later. But it's another great day here in Southern California. It's another great day here in the United States. It's a great day to celebrate our veterans. It's a day where you can look back and reflect and think about all the sacrifice that has happened to give you a wonderful day of freedom, and the ability to just celebrate life with your family anytime you want, the ability to connect with the world anywhere you want, the ability to say anything that you want because of those brave men and women in the military service who have helped us serve our country and protect our freedom. I hope you take this day to celebrate with your family. I hope you keep my story in mind. When life throws lemon at you, use the seeds and plant your own lemon plantation. And just keep charging on, live life to the fullest. Look at obstacles, deal with obstacles with a smile, and remember, you actually really have it made here. You have a lot of advantages. You have a lot of connections of friends who you can reach out and help you when it's difficult, when you have a challenge. Imagine in Cuba. You can't even communicate with other people. That's a little bit more challenging. But here, a text, a phone call, an email, a Facebook message, lots of ways to reach out and get people to help you get to your next level, overcome whatever challenges you may have. If you need a mentor or a coach, you can reach out to me. I will help you overcome those either personal challenges or business challenges, so you can grow your life and your business. And I will be happy to share my experience. I would be happy to share my strategies. And we are so blessed to be in this great country, to be able to have all these blessings going on for us. And sometimes we forget that and we take things for granted. And I just had those great lessons that I experienced with the flight, and my ability to just push a button on the phone, talk to the shuttle company. Okay, there's no more shuttle. Push a button, get Uber there to take me home at a time that I wanted to be home. The ability to just switch flight because you have multiple flights. The ability to share information with the world because we live in this kind of a country. We were on the boat, and on and off there were internet on the boat. I think many years ago there was no internet. You're on the boat and you cut off from the world, and now you could do that. And I think I just shared some pictures and some of the videos while I was on the boat, and the email sometimes worked, sometimes didn't, but there was still means of connecting to the world. And we just keep advancing all of these things where we could keep in touch with the whole world. So what you want to do is you want to keep in touch with the whole world. You want to be contributing. You want to be helping because you have all those advantages. No reason to complain, no reason to give excuses. Reach out to the world, connect with the world, contribute to the world, because we got beautiful lives going on here in the States. There are beautiful lives going on in the whole world, but we are so blessed. We have so many things going on for us. Don't take it for granted. Thank a veteran today, and thank God that you have a blessed life, that you have everything that you have right now in your life. I hope you have a wonderful weekend with your family. Have a beautiful Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully you have great things planned, and take a moment to reflect and show your gratitude. I will talk to you later.